Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I really hope you're all well. We're back in my lovely white bedroom today, feeling quite fresh-faced, well rested, kind of, slightly stressed from work, but we're okay. That's how we're feeling. I hope you're great, whatever day, week, month, time of the day, whatever it is where you are. I hope you're all good. This is a really weird introduction. I don't know why I've done it like this, but we're just gonna roll with it. It's fine. Welcome back to my channel. Before I go into today's video, if you're not doing already, please make sure you follow me on Instagram. I will leave my handle on the screen and also in the down bar below. Yeah, make sure you follow me for kind of daily outfit inspiration, styling videos, how to style bits, you know, all that kind of fun stuff that we do on this channel, but in smaller and bite-sized chunks. Okay guys, so on to today's video. Today I wanted to actually sit down and properly review for you the Balenciaga SS trainers. Now, I know I filmed like a little unboxing video a few months ago or a month ago, which I will leave linked above, and in that video I kind of obviously unboxed them, gave you my first impressions, and also did a little bit of a wear test and kind of gave you my initial thoughts. But it's been a month or so now since I bought them, and obviously I've got a lot more wear out of them, and I really just kind of wanted to chat through them in a little bit more detail for you and let you know kind of my real thoughts on them, because they're such a popular trend piece right now, and I feel like a lot of people our age, like I say our age, I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm 27, so I feel like a lot of people in their 20s and in their 30s right now are investing into these trainers. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you like my thoughts, being somebody who wanted them so much for so long. Like, have they lived up to the hype for me? Were they worth the money? Are they going to hold their value? All of these things. So that is what we are going to chat about in today's video. Okay, so these are the trainers I've got. I got them in the kind of grey and blue colourway, which wasn't initially what I was going to do. So initially I was going to go for the white and neutral one. So I'm actually really glad, as I mentioned in my unboxing video, that I went for this colour, because I have a lot of white trainers, and obviously I've got my Gucci trainers, which are a nice kind of beige neutral colour. So it's nice to have something a little bit in between the two. And obviously with the blue in them as well, they work really well with blue jeans too. So you've kind of got that nice hybrid of colours that can tie them into any outfit. But anyway, yeah, these are the shoes. Now, so initial kind of care notes, which I've kind of picked up along the way. I sprayed these with a protective spray before I wore them out. I'm super paranoid about any shoe that I have really, but especially if I've invested a lot of money into shoes, I really want them to stand the test of time, and I don't want them to get wrecked with kind of rainwater or mud or anything like that. I live in the UK, it's a very rainy, wet country, so we have to think about these kind of things quite a lot. And with these, they've got bits of suede and bits of leather on the side as well, so I really want to make sure they kind of stay looking as pristine as it is possible to keep a pair of shoes. So yeah, I sprayed them with protective spray straight away, and I always keep the like the stuffing that comes with the shoes, I keep that in them when I'm not wearing them, so they hold their shape and they stay in their dust bag, in their box, when I'm not wearing them. So that's kind of how I look after them. I was advised to do this by the lady in Selfridges when I bought my Gucci trainers, and it's obviously something that I've just continued with all of my designer footwear, because like I say, I just want to make sure they stay looking nice and new and good and pristine for as long as possible. Obviously it's difficult to keep the soles nice, but the rest, whatever. So yeah, these are the ones I went for. I am normally a size 4, I size down into a 3 in these, which is what they advise you to do. So if you haven't been into store to try them on before you buy them, I'd highly recommend considering sizing down. They do come up quite large. I think that's quite a common thing with like Italian sizing, like a lot of these shoes are. My Gucci trainers are exactly the same thing, and also my Parenza Schuler trainers are a little bit big on me, so I have to wear an insole with them. They're really good actually. They come with a spare set of these laces as well, which is amazing. My Gucci laces have actually started fraying already, which is really annoying because I haven't worn the shoes that much to warrant them fraying. I will note, I don't wear my designer shoes that often, which I know seems like a bit of a stupid thing to do, because you've invested so much money, you want to get the wear out of them, and I really do. I'm just so paranoid about them getting wrecked. I think I've maybe worn the Gucci ones like 10 times and probably these about 15 times, maybe 10 times. So yeah, that's just as like an FYI. I will get onto that in a minute properly. But yeah, they give you a spare set of laces, they obviously give you a dust bag, very well packaged. Yeah, so I was really pleased with that. So I thought I'm not going to carry on holding these the whole way through the video, because I mean you've seen them now, so they're going to go back over here. I have made some notes on my phone of items that I would like to talk through, because I am terrible when it comes to doing these kind of sit down videos. I don't prepare properly and then they end up being like a garbled mess. So we're going to go through some pros and cons. I obviously really like them, so I've wanted these shoes for about 2 years before I invested into them. They are very much a trend piece, I will say that straight away. You know, they're not the kind of item that you will buy to retain its value. You know, they're not a Hermes Birkin bag. They're not gonna hold their value, stand the test of time, any of that kind of stuff. If you want to resell them in 10 years, you're probably not gonna get back what you invested into them. I could be wrong, like I could be totally wrong, but if you're looking for an investment shoe, it's not the one. For me, I kind of wore the chunky trainer trend, which I still can't say, for a very, very long time before I invested into these. I started with a pair of Topshop kind of Balenciaga dupes. I've worn, I'm just trying to look at them all now. I've got like Fila Disruptors, I've had some from Ego, I've had other chunky shoes from Topshop. So I very much invested into the trend from like a high street perspective before I then went and bought the luxury equivalent, because I just wanted to make sure that it was something that I was going to continue to want to wear, rather than spending so much money for something that then I might not actually get that much wear out of. And within that 2-year time frame as well, my style has changed so much. You know, when I first started wearing these trainers, I was very much like, I wore a lot of sports looks, I was still pretty alternative in the way that I dressed, and I was very like into that kind of vibe, whereas now I'm almost like the total opposite, but I still love those trainers and I will still wear those trainers. So that is one important thing to note. If you're not sure, especially with them being a trend piece, then perhaps invest in some high street equivalents first and then make your decision based on kind of how much you wear the high street ones, perhaps. But I mean, you do you, but that would just be my little piece of advice. So anyway, yeah, so onto the shoes themselves. So I found them, so I tried them on in Selfridges before I actually made the purchase. I bought them off of Net-a-Porter, but yeah, I made the purchase. I tried them on, sorry, in Selfridges. And that initial try on, obviously I literally just walked like up and down the store, and I was really surprised at how comfy they were, and I didn't really notice the weight. However, now that I actually have them and I'm wearing them properly for kind of a much longer period of time than just 10 steps that way and 10 steps back that way, they are heavy, okay? They are a heavy shoe. I feel like if I wore them every single day, I would very much get used to this and I would stop noticing it and it would stop really being a thing. But at the minute, every time I put them on, I'm like, wow, these bad boys are heavy. It doesn't put me off wearing them. I don't necessarily find it uncomfortable unless I've been walking in them for quite a period of time, in which case I do get like calf pain, but that's also because my calves are a mess from dancing for like 10 years. So but yeah, they are a very heavy shoe. Now they're going to be a great leg workout. I mean, I am expecting fully to see a lot more toning in my legs from wearing them, but that is something to bear in mind. They are super, super heavy, and I did find them quite difficult to walk in, perhaps the first 2 times I wore them, just because of the weight and also because they're so chunky. I felt like I wasn't putting my feet on the ground properly. It was a little bit Bambi on ice for a couple of days, but yeah, they're heavy, but it's fine. Like, it's not an issue. So I do worry a lot that they will get wrecked in the rain. Like I've said already, I live in a very wet country and there's a lot of mud, especially towards the end of the summer, and I just haven't worn them as much as I'd have liked because I'm just so worried that I'll wear them and I'll get splashed by a car, like it will drive past and muddy water will go over them and they'll get stained, or I don't know, that a kid will stand on my foot when I'm out and about and they'll get, and I know this is kind of, it's part and parcel of wearing shoes and I will get over this, but at the moment I haven't got my cost per wear out of them simply because I'm being so kind of paranoid about wearing them. I feel like if I was less paranoid, I'd probably be wearing them every single day. So that is something else to bear in mind. Like, you know, are you going to get your cost per wear out of them, or are they going to be something that sits kind of in a box and looks pretty in a box, like mine are doing at the minute? I think also, like, over the winter months I'm probably going to get less wear out of them again. I think realistically I will wear them through to maybe October, and then I think I probably won't wear them again until next spring because, like I said, I just like keeping my expensive things nice and that's why. But who knows, I might have a total change of heart and start wearing them every single day. So I mean, like, we'll wait and find out. So I also find them quite tricky to drive in. That's the other thing, because the sole is really wide, so I trip over my own feet a lot in them. I'm really clumsy. I trip over my own feet a lot in them, and then also find them quite tricky to drive in because the sole is so wide. I get paranoid that the pedals are going to catch on the sole. This especially because, if I show you on the shoe, like on the sides here, there's like a little lip in the sole, like it sticks out a little bit here, and I always get worried that's going to catch on one of like my clutch or my brake or whatever. It hasn't done yet, and it's probably a complete and utter like not irrelevant fear, I can't think what the word is, but it's probably completely unfounded, but that's just me getting paranoid about like life, like I always do. But yes, they're kind of like the negatives for me at the minute. Not enough to put me off buying them, not enough to put me off getting a second pair potentially in the future, but things to bear in mind if you are thinking of investing into them. On to the plus points now though, of which there are quite a few. Clearly, They look absolutely incredible. So that is the first thing. I have managed to style them with so many different things. I've styled them in a lot of videos as well when I haven't actually worn them out, but I think you guys will have seen that. They're very, very versatile. You know, you can wear them with jeans, you can wear them with dresses, you can wear them with trousers, you can wear them with skirts, you can wear them with joggers, the whole thing. I have literally been able to style them with like everything, which bodes really well, especially obviously when you're investing that much money. You want to make sure it is like a very versatile piece that you're investing into, and that is one thing I can say for them. They are incredibly versatile, and I haven't had an issue with styling them with anything so far. They have looked bomb with literally everything I've put on, so that is a major plus for me. And the second thing, despite the heaviness, they are really comfortable. Like, I noticed this, like I said, straight away in Selfridges, and it's not something that has really changed in my mind since wearing them kind of more day to day. They are a very, very comfortable shoe, heavy but comfortable, and I feel like when you get used to the weight in them as well, you could definitely like walk all day in them. I know so many people who do, and I think that's like a testament if so many people wear them as like their most comfortable pair of trainers. I think also like the soles, what I'm guessing, will kind of soften a little bit as they get older as well, and you'll get a little bit more bend in them, which will probably make the weight a little bit more bearable too. So I think at the minute I'm still going through that kind of like breaking in process. Maybe I'll keep you posted on that one. So I get like blisters with every single pair of shoes ever. My feet are completely a mess from dancing as well, and everything I buy blisters me. These shoes, however, have not given me any blisters so far. Now I feel like by saying that they're probably going to go and do it next week, but so far we've had no blisters, which is an absolute joy, and they have been so comfortable. Now I think it's because the heels are quite spongy, so obviously they're less likely to kind of rub against your heel, unlike a pair of leather trainers or a pair of leather shoes, for example. But yeah, I'm really pleased about that. There's been no real breaking in process aside from kind of how like stiff the soles are, and again, I don't know if that stiffness will change or not. I saw a picture today actually of somebody wearing them, and she was like stood on her toes and like bent over, and it did look like there was a lot of bend in the soles, but I'm guessing as you wear them more and more, that will kind of like loosen up, I hope. So one thing I'll note as well is you do need to tie them quite tightly, like lace them quite tightly. I didn't the first time I wore them, and they slipped quite a lot on my feet, and I definitely struggled more with walking in them and more with the weight. But then the next time I lace them up pretty tightly, that definitely helps. That is something to notice. But yeah, they do get more and more comfortable with every time I wear them. I'm really glad that I did invest into them, and I'm definitely going to get a lot more wear out of them, especially as I get less precious about them as well. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed kind of my little review video. I've not really done, have I done a review? I think I have done on foundation, but I've never done a review on kind of clothes before, so yeah, I really hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's been valuable. Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you're thinking of getting them as well, or if you have them already, what you think about them, whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me. Let me know. I'm always keen to hear your opinion. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give me a big thumbs up, let me know in the comments, and if you're new around here as well, please make sure you subscribe. It would make my day. I will see you in my next video, you guys. Bye.